Hey there, you guys. How you doing? You are back here with the Wise Woman Way with Elizabeth Lyde. We have just finished eating our breakfast, and as you can see, it was delicious. We just had the mud eggs with the duck egg, the quail egg, fish egg, and the chicken egg. We use spinach, red onions, and pepper jack cheese, along with some Himalaya pink sea salt, lightly, and black pepper. Delicious meal. And that's all we had, along with the tamarind drink. Delicious, nutritional. Okay. And we're trying to get more into our tropical fruits. And so this is the thing. So now that we finished our food, you saw us guys when we went on and show you how we take our which one was it? The hemp seed formula before we eat our meals. It's good for your entire body, strengthening your legs. So next we're going to go ahead and do our living bitters. Now that we are finished with our meal. And I'll tell you again, for those of you who didn't see the first video, good health is your best investment, and it's for the living. I agree 100% with that. The sour sap is an all natural remedy for colon cleansing. It's a detoxer, basically, for the whole body. And it has many benefits. Just to name a few, helps to reduce the following diseases: cough, asthma, stomach distress, fever, slowing the growth of cancer, suppress inflammation, high blood pressure, diabetes, waist pains, etc., etc., etc. Sour saps is awesome for after meals. So this is how we do our sour sap. I keep mine in the refrigerator in a cold, dark place. Normally, that's what I do with most of my foods. Sweet potatoes, avocados last much longer in the refrigerator. I wouldn't do things like bananas and plantains. Anyway, we take 2 tablespoons of our sour sap living bitter. I would consider that's one. I would consider that. Look at this, you guys. 2 tablespoons of sour sap living bitters. Now, let me just give you some information about why we take our living bitters with walnuts or cashews or peanuts, any type of nut. Well, if we're talking about a bitter, we're talking about it's going to leave a bitter taste in your mouth. And we know that a lot of things that are bitter, like even black coffee, even if you was to drink your cacao comfort drink, aka hot chocolate without sugar, it will leave a bitter taste in your mouth, or the bitter residue from whatever liquid or whatever you drink, or if you're eating anything bitter. But we know that bitters are for the living. Bitters are natural, comes from the earth for the most part. So here we have our sour sap bitters. And we use the nuts to go behind the bitters because for some reason it has a way of soaking up the bitterness quickly out of your mouth. So the more you put in your mouth and chew, you get rid of it fast. And even if you're going to get a shot of wheatgrass or anything that's not so good in the mouth, the first thing you want to do with a lot of things, you can just wish it in your mouth. For some reason, you can deal with the taste or the residue of the liquid when you take it. But as for me, with my living bitters, I like to do some form of nuts. I find that for me, walnuts have become my king. I was on the almond for years, but there's something about walnuts. And if I can get my hands on some more black walnuts, we know that the black walnut hulls, it is so good for so many things, and it is used as a medicinal purpose. But the black walnut is the walnuts that my mom, my aunt, Picoya, and my Uncle Otis and Otho, who grew up in the South, particularly Mount Olive, North Carolina, and Goldsboro, North Carolina. They grew up with the black walnuts falling from the trees everywhere down there. And, you know, today I have relatives down there now who sends black walnuts or give black walnuts to relatives down there. But from my understanding, the black walnut hull, it can get rid of some things. So I'm just giving you some tips on some things. Here to a good life. Let's drink our sour sap living bitters. A half, followed by some walnuts. So, you take your living bitters and you eat you a couple of nuts. Really chop your nuts up good and suppress it on your tongue as you swallow back, and to get rid of the bitterness. So, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have an awesome day. Be well, and remember to join me on video 3, Tea Time with Tree. You guys be well. May the heavens smile upon you. Ashe.